Hello everyone, thank you so much. We had some issue with our initial video, so we jump straight to our funders. This can happen, technology. We have our pitch event number 62 today, dedicated to Europe and America. And I'm very much pleased to welcome our funders. But before presenting you guys, let me talk a bit more about our pitch events. Everyone wants to come to pitch in our pitch event, which is almost 3 times, 4 times per week now. You can come, you can email at pitch@equitymatch.com. We are absolutely pleased to welcome you. You can see our event on our YouTube channel, but also on our social, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And today, as always, if you want to raise any question to our funders that is for our audience, just do it, and we bring them to our great guys, which I'm going to introduce now. Mario, Viktor, Veronica, and Sanya, thank you so much for coming. And I can't wait to see your pitch. So let's start with Mario Edoardo Simmaco, founder and CEO of GreenAnt, headquartered in the old Netherlands agriculture, seed around 700K in dollars. How's it going, Mario?
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I am very pleased to be here. Yes, it's going very well because we're all here together. So I am Mario Simmaco, and I am the founder and CEO of GreenAnt, a company, a satellite data company based here in the Netherlands. Thank you. So what's GreenAnt? GreenAnt transforms satellite data into insights for a more sustainable world. 90% of small farmers lack financial access. And there is a gap between the amount that it could be spent into sustainability and the amount that is actually spent, which is higher than 227 billion. And also, climate change is the major cause of bankruptcy across Southeast Asia. We can solve these problems that are all interconnected with satellite data. And therefore, GreenAnt uses artificial intelligence and satellite data. It merges them together to offer farmers a clear path for carbon trading. It offers harvest estimations to offer insurances to farmers, and it monitors trees and land to monitor deforestation and allow farmers to comply with the most recent European regulations. Today, I'm glad to present you Desidera, our interactive tool through which farmers and investors can match and use data for a more sustainable world. On Desidera, you can type whatever you want, and Desidera will reply with solutions. As you can see, the farmer or the investor can simply find the spot of land they're interested into, make a polygon around it, and afterwards ask some information to our Desidera assistant, being this information about deforestation, about tokenization, or about harvest risk, harvest insurances, or other estimations. Indeed, Desidera is able to cover the whole world, and it is able to merge an accessible UX with high resolution satellite data based on optical and radar images. With this, we aim to tackle a broad range of impact and SDGs, reducing poverty by allowing farmers to obtain financial services that they were not cast out of, improving health and education through financial stability, but also reducing inequality, especially gender inequality, and tackling climate change and life on land through satellite data. Who is our customer? Well, we sell satellite data. We turn satellite data into answers and we sell them. We sell them to farmers to allow them to tokenize their trees and sell carbon to small and medium enterprises. We sell data to insurers to allow them to sell vulnerability insurances to farmers. We sell satellite data to lenders to allow them to sell carbon-backed loans to farmers. And the market for this is immense. It's a remarkable and huge market, which is bigger than 50 billions across the world. Right now, we have developed our token marketplace. We have developed our AI-powered interface, the Sidra, as you saw it. And now we're launching our monitoring tool, and we will be launching our financial services and deforestation tracking tools in January. We've been incubated in California by the Founder Institute, by World Startup in the Netherlands, and by the Ignition program by the European Space Agency here in the Netherlands. We have been awarded with several prizes, such as the Impact Fest, and we are a member of the Dutch delegation to the Web Summit. So if you're around, please come visit us. We have key tech partners and a global team of 27 people developing this incredible technology. Thank you, and thank you for listening to us.
Thank you, Mario. This is something not for everyone, because the level of technology behind must be pretty powerful. Can you just articulate a bit better what exactly are the benefit and how the farmers, which are probably the first adopter, can use it? Because farmers probably are not the most tech-savvy people in the world.
Yes, it is true, but it's also true that everyone has a smartphone. And just using the Sidra, our platform, any farmer can frame the land, his or her land, and through our platform, ask questions about that land. Where is the water? How is risky the harvest this year? Can I insure my land? Can I trade my carbon? These are key questions that can be asked in any languages in the world to our AI, and the AI will connect to our databases or our partner databases to answer these questions and offer insights and services to the farmers. It changes the game because with this information, with this data, with these tools, farmers can actually tackle climate change. And it changes the game because the tool can also be used by investors, by people who want to, by governments that want to know more about their land. They want to have the answers to address climate change. So it is based on extremely sophisticated satellite technology and machine learning, but it is accessible to everyone, just with a smartphone.
But what's the benefit if I'm a founder reading this data? What is the benefit for me? And it's saying if I'm an investor or I'm a government.
Yes, you don't read data, you read answer. If you ask, what's the harvest risk? And the answer is, the harvest risk is very high. So you really risk that you are going to lose your crops and therefore probably go bankrupt. You can buy an insurance throughout the tool. So you can have the solution at hand while discovering the problem. You can understand that you can sell carbon simply tokenizing your trees. You can obtain information about the availability of water to obtain suggestions to not face a drought during your farming processes. So you are not obtaining data, you're obtaining answers, solutions. And therefore you can face better climate change because knowledge, answers, is our main tool against the problems caused by climate change.
But if I'm an investor,
if you're an investor, you can understand where is the risk. You can understand that you can monitor better your supply chain. You can know better where to invest and where not. on the basis of the availability of water, on the basis of the risk of harvest. You can invest in carbon. You can connect directly with farmers, talk with them, negotiate with them, being sure to be on track of your supply chain. Supply chains are the most endangered due to climate change. And being able to obtain answers about them is the major challenge for investors. If you're an investor and you want to invest in facing climate change, probably one of the best tools at your end are climate-related insurances, harvest insurances. But there is no way to invest in them because right now there is no other platform offering harvest insurances which are not in index insurances, but are actually based on calculation of risk.
In terms of business model?
Well, the business model is very simple. For the tokens, so for the carbon, we tokenize, we retain 10% of the tokenized trees. When a farmer tokenizes the trees, we retain 10%. And for all the other financial services that we offer, we take a 10% brokerage fee. Plus, if you want to use our AI, for now it's for free, but we aim to also implement a subscription plan. So you will need to pay for using our AI to answer your questions.
I mean, in terms of this round, you're raising $700K in dollars. For doing exactly what? Bringing you where?
Yes, to expand our customer base. We have a wonderful product, wonderful technology. Now we want to expand. We want to encounter new markets. We want to connect with different stakeholders. So this capital will be spent in improving our product, improving the accuracy of our machine learning, as well as in marketing for acquiring new markets.
Mario, thank you so much. Unfortunately, we don't have so much time, so I would like to ask so many. But before you go, here we are. In companies like yours, IP is compulsory, right? You must own the technology behind. This is something that belongs to all of you guys, all your team, or it's outsourced?
The IP is owned by the company, and the team has everyone in the team has some equity. So they partially own the company, and therefore it's IPs, but all the IPs in the hands of the company.
Thank you, Mario. Stay, don't go. We'll bring you back soon. I'll move it to founder number 2, Sanya Zillich, founder and CEO of Sooley, Germany. Sector is technology, seed around €500,000 euros. How's it going, Sanya?
Hey, everything is all right.
Thank you so much for coming. Please give an introduction
Thank you for
to
inviting us. Sure. All right. My name is Sanya, founder and CEO of Sooley. We pronounce it Soleil, like the French word for sun, because we want to move orthopedic insoles more into a happy space than being this old dusty thing. All right. So let me start. As I said, Sanya, founder and CEO of Sooley. At Sooley, we make 3D printed orthopedic insoles. And the reason why we do it is because, for example, Martin has foot issues after he does activities like walking or attending long business conferences. The thing here is Martin is a type of guy, he's super busy, he is successful, he just doesn't have time to go to the doctor and to the orthopedic shoemaker just in order to get insoles. But he is happy to pay premium for more convenience. And many people are like Martin. That is why in Western societies, in his target group, around 70% of the population have foot issues, but only 20% are treated. So there's a big gap that we can fill. And we solve Martin's issues by using his iPhone, which has this little Face ID sensor on the top, and we use it as a 3D scanner. And then we employ 3D printing to deliver personalized insoles to his door within just a week. So the way it works, it's super easy to use. Martin just scans his own feet at home by himself. Our technology then transforms those scans into a millimeter accurate 3D model, which we send to our orthopedic shoemakers, who can then design the perfect orthopedic insole, like this one. And then we just finish it up and send it to his home within just a few days. We designed the whole insole to perfectly fit to this kind of target group. So it's super fast delivery time. It has this grid structure, so it's super breathable. It's 100% customized. It's sustainable because we can repurpose the material, and a lot of more different things that we built into it. And we do all of that with our team of people with prior startup experience and seasoned professionals. Like me having my second startup now, my CTO who has developed lots of things, lots of apps for really big companies before. And also, of course, an orthopedic doctor and an orthopedic shoemaker to get that expertise into the team as well. The insole market currently is already at 6 billion, despite, as I mentioned, it just treating a very small percentage of the population. And that is just Western societies. And then there is the rest of the world where sometimes insoles as a solution for problems is not even known. So the market can be a lot bigger than just 6 billion worldwide. Looking at the same thing, but from the bottom up, we are prepared to selling 10,000 insoles with up to 20 printers. Currently, we have 2 within the next 18 months. And with 20 printers, we will be able to manufacture, as I said, 10,000 insoles, which will be a retail value of around 1.5 million. So the way we differentiate us from the competition is by having the very best quality, because our scanning solution is so great and comparable to the best you can get out there, but also being able to sell at a price that is just above the average. So that's why we project that our revenue will grow massively over the next few years, doubling and tripling, which is still conservative compared what we have seen what other kind of orthopedic shoemaking startups have been able to do. So we are quite positive we can easily reach those numbers. So today we are here because we are pursuing a 500,000 euro investment to reach mentioned goal of 1.5 million in sales over the next 18 months. Most of that money will go into marketing and sales, of course, because we estimate that it costs us around 30 euros to get one customer. So we think with around 320 into marketing, we can reach mentioned numbers. So now I'm just staying with thank you for your time. I'm super happy to answer your questions, and I hope you will join us to transform 3 billion phones out there into 3D scanners and help revolutionize foot health. And now here is a little QR code. If you want to download our app, feel free.
Thanks, Sanya. What's the CAC LTV for your insole? So you spend 50 euro, right, for each customer. How many times this customer is going to buy, and for how long last if I'm going the product after buying?
Well, doctors would recommend customers to replace their orthopedic insoles every 18 months. This is mainly due to them probably cracking within that time. Our deficit here is that our insoles are super resilient. They are super hard to crack, and the oldest one is 2.5 years old and still has the same structure. The upside, however, is that we can super easily and completely for free scan the customer again, like every 12 months, completely for free, and tell them if they might need another one. So here we have a great upselling or customer retention technology to keep them for a very long time within our company.
You must excuse my ignorance. May I use the same insole for 5 pair of shoes, different?
You may. We do have 2 different things in our app. So you can either what you can do, which I didn't mention, is besides scanning your feet, you can also scan the insole that you currently have in your shoe, so that we can 3D print an insole that perfectly fits that one shoe. This is for people that actually want to buy different insoles for different shoes and just to have it absolutely perfect. But then you can also just skip that step and say, okay, I want to have a more average shape, which is a little bit narrower in the front, so that you can actually swap the insole from shoe to shoe.
I mean, in terms of technology, for what is my understanding, it's pretty simple, right? I need just to use my smartphone. Can you just repeat a bit better how the process works from using?
Sure. It's actually not that. It's actually not that simple. As I mentioned within just a split second, is we don't use the camera, but all the iPhones since the iPhone 10 have the 3D sensor, which is called Face ID sensor. This is a super high resolution 3D scanner that scans with millimeter accuracy. And we developed a system that makes it super easy for the end consumer. Even my 5-year-old son can do it, to scan their own feet at home with a super high accuracy. And that is how we get a 3D scan like this one here. This is from my CTO that you just saw earlier on the Teams slide, with so much detail that an orthopedic doctor can really detect what kind of foot problems your foot has.
I mean, how do you scale this business? Because I think you need a lot of clients.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, scaling is, of course, with producing more and more of the custom-made insoles to customers first in Germany, Switzerland, Austria, and then going to other nations where there's a high iPhone penetration rate. But then there are also a lot of business-to-business business models that we want to follow up in the future, which is, for example, just selling all the foot data to footwear manufacturers, but also enabling this whole market of more customized shoes in the future. So currently there are popping up 3D printed shoe brands all over the world. And what they all have in common is the problem that they don't have the foot information to really make those 3D printed shoes custom. And we can be the platform for this whole market to explode.
Yeah, I think the B2B way probably is going to be applied more to your business,
Yeah.
to what you're doing. Going B2C is very consuming in terms of marketing. And the approach is so reaching high numbers is very tough.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I think we are on a very good path right now to really satisfy the market in Germany in the specific target group that we go for. And then we also want to target more sports-oriented people. So what we are currently developing with a very well-known German triathlete is a running insole. And we are looking for sports people who do sports in very specific areas, like golf, for example, get them as a team member almost to co-develop perfect insoles for those sports together with us, and then go really into these niche markets and try to penetrate those.
Let me finish with this €500,000 in euros. You already said pretty much everything in terms of use of funds. Who are the investors you're looking for your capital?
So currently we are running a convertible loan agreement round. So it's not for equity. We are looking for business angels with a minimum of 25,000 per contract as a ticket size. And ideally, of course, either from an orthopedic area or e-commerce or health in general. So that would be ideal. And then also sports people, of course, are super interesting. So if you want to come in not only as a person to cooperate with us on developing the perfect insole for your sport, but you also want to be part of the company as a stakeholder, that would also be terrific.
Thank you so much, Sanya. Stay with us, don't go. We're all back. Let me move to our founder number 3, Viktor Maisey, founder of Ego app, Stockholm, Sweden. Esports seed 1 million in USD. How's it going, Viktor? You must unmute yourself.
Luckily, I work with tech, so I'm great. I've been really looking forward to this. I'm psyched to be here. Thank you for inviting me. Looking forward to get started.
Let's start.
So, just shortly about me, I'm Viktor Maisey. I have a previous background in finance, audit, all that. But more importantly, I've been playing video games since as long as I can remember, which makes probably around 26 years. At some points in that career, I was actually pretty great. So before esports was a major industry, I had some light shining on me. But then adulthood came on, and more so pressing matters began. But that's me, and this is why I'm here. So I'm here to talk about excitement today, and engagement, and entertainment. So my version of that comes from esports, right? And our vision is to build the pinnacle experience of esports entertainment. And to a lot of you guys, that will be quite uncharted terrains. What does it mean, right? So keep it easy. Esports is the natural evolution, the next step in the natural evolution of sports. It's the same thing. It's just another arena. Esports one being digital, whereas sports is physical. But it is the same thing. You see arenas fill out with audiences of 80,000, 100,000 people chanting the players' names. And these are video game players. This is a revolution that's already happening. And we want to take part in creating our version of the industry for future generations. In a couple minutes here, I hope to have inspired you to understand that esports as an industry is worth investing in, that we are the team to do it with, and that Ego app as a platform is exactly what the industry needs to unlock its potential. The ecosystem of today is a scattered consumer landscape where you watch the game on one platform. If you're lucky, you'll get some news updates from social media accounts. And if you're really lucky, you'll find some stats scattered on a bunch of different sites. And none of these platforms offer ways for fans of the esport to connect with the teams they cheer for or form meaningful communities with like-minded enthusiasts, creating a disconnect between brands and teams seeking to engage with fans. That's where we come in. Enter Ego app, a state-of-the-art fantasy esports solution. The perfect engine for engaging experiences with the teams you cheer for as you become their virtual manager. And also the perfect environment to foster communities with other enthusiasts as you battle it out in fantasy leagues created by you to fit your community preferences. Experience powered by advertising brands, partner teams, and content creators, and enjoyed by gamers. As you can see and probably tell, I'm being buffed here. I'm very enthusiastic about this, but simply build your dream team, manage it actively, and watch the games as they happen in real life. Create your own fantasy leagues and compete with your friends and see if you got what it takes to claim the top spots in the leaderboards. Who are we? We're a team of seven people today, and between us, we've got about 100 years of video game experience, most of those being on very high levels. We've got 50 years of relevant business background. We got 20 years of C-level status roles, and most importantly, we got a couple successful exits in our backpack. So this is the market where I'm able to combine the esport industry on a global basis, but also the digital advertising industry, because we've actually built an ad tech solution within the engagement platform. So when we're looking at our serviceable available market on a global basis, we're actually looking toward gaming ads. And that puts us at $91 billion on a yearly basis. So today, without any marketing resources, we've built a user base of 50,000 users, which is not that huge, obviously, but it already lets us speak with 15 brands who's used our advertising tool to partner up with us and pay us money to have their brands be exposed to our user base. This is just some metrics to validate our traction. We're now at north of 55,000 users, and we saw our last month actually grew with 10% of that, or 10% of our aggregated user base grew with 10% just in a month due to all our community aspects. Actually, we've launched so many new features where users want to bring in their friends on the platform. So whenever we buy users, we get another one. Here's a bit of our competition. Obviously, you've heard about Twitch. They're a big platform. They're doing very well for themselves, and they're using the same kind of business logic. You create an environment where people are engaged and want to spend their time, and then you use that engagement as your commodity. Have brands advertise for themselves within that environment. We've also got HLTV, DraftKings, and Sleeper with great fantasy platforms, but they're built for betting. They're built for either traditional sports or wagering. Ego app is a platform built for gamers taking a stand against betting. This is some info about our round. We're looking to raise $1 million with a pre-money evaluation of $5.5 million, and the minimum ticket size will be around 100K. And that's me. Over to Q&A.
Thanks, Victor. Before I start, anyone who wants to raise the question, please do it now. Meanwhile, I can start. That's a platform for engaging users and selling advertisement, right?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
what the users can do when it comes to your
So
platform?
the user can watch the games of the esports. They can compete in fantasy leagues. They can read up on stats connected to tournaments, specific players, head-to-head meetings, all of that. So statistics, the actual feeds of the games, connect with content creators that want to watch on Twitch. They want to watch on whatever platform they create on. They can, but most importantly, fantasy. So you probably heard about fantasy football, and this is a platform such as those, but we're placing it within an esport context.
But you already have pretty high number of users. And on statistic, where they engage the most, for how long they engage in your platform per day.
So that's a really good question, because some of my industry peers, they have big numbers, but they usually churn a lot, and that's where we're really happy, because as you could see on that slide, we have an aggregate user base of around 50,000 users, a bit north of that, and we've also got a very high number of active users. So when we generate users, they're not churning. So about between 35 to 45% of our aggregated user base are actually active on the platform on a monthly basis.
But who are your users today?
Sorry?
Who are your users? What are the people using your platform today?
Great question. So from the start of doing this, we knew that Sweden's probably too small of a market for this, because it's a volume-based market, obviously, being an advertisement. So we targeted Europe, and our biggest countries today are Sweden, partially because we live here, obviously. But other than those, it's Greece, it's Portugal, it's Great Britain, Germany, France, Italy. So the bigger regions within Europe is where we have our most users.
Again, let's talk about scaling because the most important things that matters on investors. Where do you want to go, Victor? And how?
Awesome. So our first milestone would be million users. At that point, we'll probably open up a bottle of champagne, have a 15-minute break, and celebrate for a couple days. But not plateauing there, obviously. I mean, esports is a global phenomenon. 500 million people watch esports on a weekly basis. So just grabbing 1 million of those seems easy peasy. So obviously for the 18 coming months after capital injection will be a focus on Europe. And that's going to be where we find our first million users. The next market will be the US. Does it make sense? Obviously, because that's the biggest fantasy. That's the country that knows most about fantasy as a phenomenon from traditional sports. So that's the market we want to target next. Looking at fantasy as a phenomenon, Asia is also really big. So that's obviously a market that would make sense for us as well.
You are raising 1 million in dollars USD. For exactly doing what, and also how does this money will be used? I mean, for marketing, for scaling, you still need to do some retouch to the tech.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, it's a consumer platform. It's based on it's software. it's an ongoing product. We'll never be done with it. So obviously parts of it will go to redefining the tech, launching new features, and having, where we're focusing most on now is how we can elevate the B2B services. So how could we go from only working with brands that want to use the platform for advertising purposes? How can we go from that to actually working with teams as well and have them use the platform? How can we go from that then to actually work with tournament organizers as well? Because they see the effects of using us as a platform because we have the audience. So a bit on the feature development on that side from a B2B perspective. Also, obviously, marketing will be a big thing. We're going to reach 1 million users. We need to put some money on that, obviously. But the cool thing is whenever we do grow, whenever we do pay for a user, we tend to get at least one more while purchasing the other one. So we have a really good ripple effect and community effect, which makes marketing quite fun because we're paying very little money. But obviously a chunk of it will go to marketing. Yes.
Thank you so much, Victor. Stay there. Don't go. I
Yeah.
will be back soon. I'm moving to Veronica Lopez, founder of Fibermatch.
Hi.
Hi, Veronica. Sustainable
Hi.
fashion and sustainability. I will finish to introduce yourself. Pre-seed 700K in USD. Please, Veronica, give an introduction to yourself, and after you can pitch.
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm Veronica Lopez. I'm the founder of Fibermatch, of course. I have a bachelorette in accounting, but I have my own firm since 8 years ago, so I can be able to find my true passion, that is sustainable fashion, that I have been working on since the last 7 years and study and working. And that's why I am here now to present you Fibermatch. Fibermatch is a way to us to help the industry to transition to more sustainable and regenerative textiles. So Fibermatch is a way to find really easy way to find a really organic fibers. There's a lot of problems with the organic fibers in the industry. The producers have a lot of challenges. There are how to transition to organic production, take the risk, financial risk to make this transition, the lack of transparency in the fiber sourcing and the production, and also a misinformation and understanding from the textile industry to understand the production of these cycles, and also the obstacles that they have with the certification process. We have a lot of supply chain disruptions, and it's a transforming landscape. We see it in COVID, and we have a lot of problems with climate change now. The European Union and the US are trying to regulatory more the traceability and the origin of the fibers. So that's why we want to help all the farmers and the industry to have a place they can find this information and this data. What is Fibermatch? Fibermatch is a natural fiber hub that it will be equipped with data-driven insight. It's just a fancy word to say that we recollect all the information of the process in making the fiber, the natural fiber, and put it just in one place. What we are trying to do is that brands can have like an effortless sourcing, can have the process validation, the transparency, the traceability that is very important with the next regulatory shifts that we are having in Europe and the US. Of course, the organic farming that helps the farmers to know what they are producing and how they are producing. So Fibermatch will work. We go as a team, go to the land and recollect all this information, and we process and send it to the platform so we can have like a data analysis and with the process and how the farmer is going on with the production day to day. This is a model of B2B and SaaS. We have two kinds of subscriptions with the producers and with the textile industry, of course. It will have started with a really basic subscription with the producer or the textile industry on just be in the platform and be like a directory, so industry can find what they are producing and what fibers they have. And also, of course, our premium subscription that will have all the data and all the traceability and all like data also from the consumers and data content for the marketing, etc. So our market volume is 60 billions, but we are now only focusing in cotton farmers in the US and of course in Mexico. US is one of the biggest producers of cotton, so that's why our interesting is over there right now. Yes, we have competition, of course, but our competition, they stay like in the phase with the farmers, and the other one stays in the stage of cleaning the fiber, so they don't go beyond to reach out to the farmers, and we do that. We go to the farmers, we recollect information, we help the farmer to transition to the organic process and have a little less risk of financial risk, and they can sell the fibers. What we are raising is $700. What we are going to use these funds, of course, to create and develop this SaaS platform, the marketing strategy, oversee the farmers, and also incorporate the farmers to our directory that we are already making. We have 50 farmers that we are already recollecting this information. What we want to accomplish for the next 3 years, well, the 90 days that are coming, of course, is hiring the team, incorporate the 300 farmers. We only focus in Chihuahua. The next year is develop the platform and launch the demo. And the next 3 years, we also want to automate this recollection of data so we can have more free time to develop more things and help the farmers. So that's us.
Thank you, Veronica. What's the problem are you solving here in terms of producers and industry?
Yes, so it's a lack of information between the producers and the textile industry. And what we are trying to do is help the farmers to transition to these new ways of producing the fibers, so they can sell the fiber and the industry can also buy it from them in an easy way. So both of them can trust in the process, because it's a risky thing to do. It's a new thing to do, even that organic production has been around here a long time. It's kind of new because we shifted to synthetics and we are trying taking back again the organic production. Yes.
Are you going to collect this data manually, and how are you going to do that?
Yes. The first years, yes, we are going to recollect it manually. The team goes to the farms because we already are going to the farms every week or every month. So the team, they put it like in the cell phone, and that information goes to the platform manually. But of course, we want to make it automatically in some point, because yes, it's not good for us, and make some agrotech alliances to make that happen. For example, like people like Mario that use.
So in terms of technology, are you ready to go as soon as you get the funding?
Yes, we are. We are right now. Well, we will be in the next 3 months, probably. We are already making the database of the directory. So we already have this part of that. But what we are trying to accomplish also, and what we have like the gap, is also in the fees with the data, because it's sensible data that we are recollecting. So we don't want to have problems with that. And so we are having advisory with lawyers and everything, that we are free to go with this data exposure.
So you are still in idea stage that
Yes.
must be starting to be developed soon.
Yes.
As you are very, very, very young, what investors are looking for? Because investors normally be fair, they will
Yeah.
ask you already something, right, to see in order to back you, which means
Yeah.
you don't have a good picture there. So you need to sell an idea. Who are the investors you can tell your story today? What investors you're looking for that you can believe you can convince them? Forget the venture capitalists because without
Mhm.
50K per month in revenue, it's very, very rare that something can happen.
Mhm.
You need to
Mhm.
move to angels, even something before, maybe friends and family, very beginning. Again, what are looking for?
Yes, as you say, we are looking for people that works already in fashion that are angel investments over there because they know these problems are really difficult to. So what we see also is the industry is kind of trying to do the transition to more sustainable production, and yes, they cannot do it if they don't have the base with the farmers because most of the natural fibers are the ones that are more sustainable in nowadays. So what we are looking is for angel investments in the industry, in the fashion industry, also mentoring. Of course, we are looking for people that want to bring us their expertise and even in agrotech because it's very important us because we are working with the farmers and also with the fashion industry. But mostly we are looking angels investors and mentors that can help us to really structure this and can bring it to a bigger picture in the future. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Veronica. Stay there. We are bringing back all funders, Viktor, Sanya, Mario. Let me start with you, Veronica. So,
Yes.
in a very short and sharp elevator pitch, why investors should back you?
Yes, I think that we are really passionate about the farmers. We see a lot of lack and gap in the industry with the farmers. They don't have the support that they need to do these transitions to make more the fiber more organic. So if we don't help the farmers, we will not end up in an industry that will change and be better for the future. So our
Thank
passion is with there.
Thank you, Veronica. Mario.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Investors should invest in GreenAnt because no one out there is able to not only analyze rather data for agriculture, but no one is able to turn that technology into answers to face climate change and help farmers and investors together facing climate change. So our innovation and the urgency to tackle climate change should motivate investors to bid on us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mario. Sanya.
I guess you can hear me again. Yeah, so for us, it's quite easy. Investors should invest in Sooley because, first of all, we solve a real problem that people all around the world have. But also, we have a very convincing business case. We just started, the product is on the market. We already sold the first product. We have great reviews. So we are really here to scale from now on. So it's a perfect timing for an investor to put in some money to really make it grow.
Thank you so much, Sanya. Victor, let's close.
Let's close it. Close up the show. So it's easy, right? Because 500 million people can't really be wrong. Gaming is the biggest entertainment industry in the world today, and esports is sure to follow. If you want to take part in shaping the industry that will be instrumental in entertainment industries for the future, place your bet on us.
Thank you so much, Victor. Veronica, Sanya, Mario. Again, thank you so much for spending your time with us today. Lightening my day, actually my evening is almost night. And thank you to everyone has been watching our pitch event today. You don't need to come to EquityMatch to get in touch with the funders. Of course, if you want, we are more than happy to make an introduction, but you can go straight to them. That's why we give all the information during the pitch. If you go to our YouTube channel, you can see name, surname, company, and email address. You just email them because we don't charge any success fee at all. We only bring our funders because we love funders. Thank you so much, guys. And for this week, we are done. See you next week.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Thanks,
Thank you
guys.
so much for the opportunity.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.